Why comparison should not be your focus. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. Galatians 6 verse 4 says, but each of us must examine in his own work, and then he will have reason for boasting, but to himself alone and not to anyone. Comparison, it undermines our uniqueness. God designed us individually with plans, purposes, specific DNA. And when we try to compare ourselves to others, I don't pray like you pray. I don't cook like you cook. I don't sing like you sing. It doesn't matter. All it does is diminishes your own abilities, because God created you with unique, different talents. So when we start comparing ourselves to others, what happens? We become discouraged, right? We allow the enemy to steal our joy. But if our identities are truly rooted in Christ, He's the example that we strive to live, to emulate. He's the one that really gives us our identity. If we want to compare ourselves to anybody, I was taught, compare myself to Jesus. Live by the example He led, not the example of others. Paul wrote in the scriptures to follow me as I follow Christ. So if you want to follow me, that's great. And I'd be, honored. But you have to ask yourself, number one, is she following Jesus? Is she living the example as Jesus' hands and feet upon this earth? And is she glorifying the Father? Is she drawing me closer to God? Or by following her, am I being pulled away from God? Different churches have different styles, have different preachers, different, themes, etc. And I talked about my friend Julia before, and this is something that she said too, that really kind of stuck with me. You don't follow man. If your preacher leaves, you don't just go follow the preacher unless God calls you to, because He very well could. But don't just follow the person. I have a mentor, Dr. Carol Lillane, and I love this woman dearly. She's poured into me over the years and still does. I follow her because she follows Jesus. She listens, and she is an amazing example of what it means to be Jesus's hands and feet upon this earth. So that's my question to you. Are you following people just because you're jealous of what they might have? You want what they have? Which is fine. You have to do what they did. But only and only if they're drawing you closer to God the Father. So that's all I have for you today. Have an amazing day. God bless.